नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण सादर प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण
हरे
प्रणाम
कृष्ण
प्रभु।
प्रभु
हरे
सादर प्रणाम।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमो
नमो भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
Hare Krishna. Welcome to today's Bhakti Shastri class. Today we're going to do according to me, the most interesting chapter, the most practical chapter of this entire Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 17. The name of the chapter is Division of Faith. So, uh, why this is so important? Because it talks about most people in the society. Devotees are gine chune. Entire Bhagavad Gita talks about the divine qualities of the devotees, how one practices devotional service. But what about the situation in the society? This is the chapter which talks about the situation in the society. How the divisions of faith are there, which is prominent in the society. Okay, so for the next couple of hours, and may I request all the devotees to pay 100% attention to this class and keep their videos on and not multitask. 100% mind on Bhagavad Gita. Let's start. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The division of faith. Sloka number 1. Yes, Manidhar Prabhu. Please unmute and repeat after me. Everybody repeat. Sorry. Arjuna Vacha.
अर्जुन
अर्जुन वाच।
ये शास्त्र विधिम उत्सृज्य
ये
ये
शास्त्र
शास्त्र
विधिम
विधिमुत्सृज्य
उच्चिष्ट।
यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्वित
यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्वित।
तेषां निष्ठतु का कृष्ण
तेषां निष्ठस्तु का कृष्ण।
तत्त्वम् अहोरजस्तमः।
तत्त्वमहो रजस्तमः।
यस मनिंदर प्रभु पढ़िए अनम्यूट करके स्क्रीन से पढ़िए। अर्जुन इंक्वायर्ड।
जी प्रभु। प्रभु हाँ, in the 4th chapter 39th verse it's
No, please
it
read
is
the
said that
translation first. Pro translation पढ़िए अनुवाद। अर्जुन inquired, O Krishna.
Arjuna inquired, O Krishna, what is the situation of those who do not follow the principle of scriptures but worship according to their own imagination? Are they in progress, in passion, or in ignorance?
Yeah. ठीक है. So मन करा अपना मन करा imagination. People who worship according to their own speculation, imagination. What is their position? What is the situation? Purport in the
In the 4th chapter, 39th verse, it is said that a person faithful to a particular type of worship gradually becomes elevated to the stage of knowledge and attain the highest perfectional stage of peace and prosperity. In the 16th chapter, it is conclude that one who does not follow the principle laid down in the Mataji, laid down in the
Scripture.
scriptures is called as asura demon, and one who follow the scriptures injunction faithfully is called demigod. Now, um, the doubt of Arjuna is to be
No, no,
cleared
no,
by
no, no,
Krishna.
no, 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 skip हो गया. Now, if one
If
with
one,
faith,
if one with faith follows some rules which are not mentioned in the scriptural injunction, what is his position?
pause please. So one has faith in him. Okay, there is faith in him. He has Shraddha, but he does not follow the scriptural regulations. That is misdirected. So you see, a lot of people have faith in some demigod, demigoddess, or if they also have faith in maybe some tree in tribal area. They worship some tree, some stone, and they have faith because they consider that person or that vastu means so that particular पत्थर पत्थर को तो person नहीं बोल सकते या इधर वस्तु या व्यक्ति so he considers him to be God supreme. So he has Shraddha, but it is not as per scriptures, wherein the scriptures is worshipping of tree or worshipping of a stone or worshipping of demigod in that case as God, as the supreme mentioned, nowhere. Worshipping of demigod is mentioned in the scriptures, but not as supreme Lord. Hmm. So what happens to them? That is Arjuna's question. Yes, continue please. This doubt of
Yes,
Arjuna's.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. This doubt of Arjuna is to be cleared by Krishna, are those who create some sort of God by selecting a human being and placing their faith in him, worship in godness, passion or ignorance.
So
Do such
if we select some person, we have faith in him. So even in South India, we know many cases where people select a South Indian stars. What is it called? Callywood or something. I don't know what. Sollywood. What wood? Anybody knows?
Tollywood?
टॉलीवुड टॉलीवुड
Tollywood तो यार. And neither
तो
Tiger.
उधर भी टॉलीवुड है
No, उधर भी Tollywood है क्या? Okay. Anyways, so a lot of cases where they consider some particular film actress as god or goddess, or some cricketer as god. This happens, and there are temples in South India. Not only South India, in Maharashtra also there was a temple after some sports person, and so they have full faith and placing their faith in worshipping in the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. So few of them, few devotees, few I wouldn't call devotees, few people they worship in goodness, few in passion, and few in ignorance. Hmm. Continue. Thus, such persons attain.
Thus, do such person attain the perfectional stage of life? Is it possible for them to be situated
In real knowledge and elevate themselves to their highest
themselves to the highest uh,
perfectional stage.
perfectional stage? Do those
So,
who do not follow the
asking,
rules?
Arjuna is asking what happens to these such persons. So a person with such ignorance, worshipping some demigod or some Am Janta. So is there any chance of their elevation? That is his question. Is there any chance of their elevation? Yeah, continue.
Do those who do not follow the rules and regulation of the scriptures, but who have faith in something and worship God and demigods, uh,
And
attend attend success in their effort? Arjuna is putting these questions to Krishna.
okay, let me ask you all this question before we enter this chapter. What do you think is their destination? People, there are 99% people in the society who have faith in some demigod or goddess. What is this? What is the destination? उनका क्या गति होता है? Please raise your hand and answer. Let me see your opinion. Hmm. Yes, Shivani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Sagar Pranam. Prabhuji, those who worship the demigods, they go to the planet of the demigods. And it has been mentioned by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita also.
Hmm.
जिनका जहाँ पर फेथ होता है वो उसी लोक में जाते हैं.
Hmm. Okay. Shalini Mataji.
Prabhu, it seems like whoever is worshipping demigods is in a transactional phase, like they are wanting something, so they will get that desire will be fulfilled, and they will stay in earth, like they will keep taking births and fulfill the desires until their desires are all finished, and then they will.
Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very close. Ankita Mataji, what is your opinion? You raised your hand. You wanted to say something? Okay. So, yes, few things decide who is the person, first of all, who is being worshipped. And secondly, how is he or she being worshipped? That is also important. So, one may worship demigod without Nishkinchan, Shivani Mataji, without anything in return. One may worship without anything in return. So, if without anything in return, if somebody is worshipping a demigod or demigoddess, thinking him or her to be God, that is Nishkinchan, then the demigod, you know what she'll do or he will do? He will move aside and show him the Supreme Lord. Why? Because this fellow has come thinking him or her to be demigod, to be God. So his faith is 100% and he's not asking anything in return. He's fully surrendered. But only problem is he's misdirected, thinking the wrong person to be God. So in such cases, the demigod or demigoddess will रास्ते से हट जाएगा और भगवान के पास भेज देगा. But again, what Shalini Mataji said, so that is supposed to be in goodness. But if somebody does worship some such demigod or goddess for something in return, that is mode of passion. So we'll come to all that, how. And somebody's tarika is ekdam gira hua, very low, worshipping such demigod or goddess in the mode of ignorance. We know what happens in few temples in Bengal. They put alcohol on the goddess. We know now all this. So very pitiable worship procedure. Let's come to the next shloka. Bhagwan Lord is answering. Yes, Abhishek Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी ये तंत्र विद्या वाले लोग का फिर क्या होता है? वो भी तो तंत्र विद्या को ही मतलब, या फिर जो भी इष्ट हो उनके, उनको ये समझ के डेमिगॉड समझ के पूजा करते हैं.
Yeah, and their intention is what? For somebody's
गलत.
harming somebody, isn't it? They do all this for harming somebody. A complete mode of ignorance. Procedure is also very terrible. Ignorance procedure. Let's see. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Please, everybody repeat.
Shri Bhagavan
Trivida Bhavati Shraddha Dehi Nam Sa Swabhavaja Satviki Rajasi Chaiva Tamasi Chetitam Shrinu. Since, as I said, this is a very interesting chapter, I will try to read each and every line of the purport. Please attentively hear. Any question, immediately raise your hand. The SPOG said, according to the mode of nature acquired by the embodied soul, one's faith can be of three kinds: in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance. Now, hear about this. Those who know the rules and regulations of the scriptures, but out of laziness or indolence is also kind of laziness, sluggishness, give up following these rules and regulations, are governed by the mode of material nature. Out of laziness, oh, सुबह उठकर नहाना पड़ेगा, मंगल आरती करना पड़ेगा, oh my goodness. According to the previous activities in the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance, they acquire a nature which is of a specific quality. The association of the living entity with the different modes of nature has been going on perpetually. Since the living entity is in contact with material nature, he acquires different types of mentality according to his association with the modes. But this nature can be changed. So we all have acquired some kind of nature by our association. Param Pujya Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, whatever we associate with, we become that. Isn't it? Whatever we associate with, we become that. But this nature can be changed. If one associates with a bona fide spiritual master and abides by his rules and the scriptures, gradually one can change his position from ignorance to goodness or from passion to goodness. I gave an example now about Prabhupada preaching in South Africa and how the the devotees out there had to follow 6 regulatory principles, remember? And but those are the ones who are now preaching deity worship all over the world. So how a person can change his position from ignorance to goodness, from eating mosquitoes to preaching deity worship all over the world? The conclusion is that blind faith in a particular mode of nature cannot help a person become elevated to the perfectional stage. One has to consider things carefully, with intelligence, in the association of a bona fide spiritual master. Thus, one can change his position to a higher mode of nature. So, in any institution, see, everybody is not fortunate to be directly associating in ISKCON. We also have background. My full family was engaged in some other institution before coming in ISKCON. Maybe all of you all also have some of such cases. But one thing we used, see the last line, last sentence, very important. One has to consider things carefully with intelligence in the association of a bona fide. So when we go to any institution, our family associates, and slowly we see how the things are. अरे ये तो पैसा बनाने का चक्कर में है. अरे they are not following the regulations. अरे they are not following the rules and regulations of the scriptures. So slowly we try to come out of it. Similarly, when we came to ISKCON also, we didn't have blind faith. I mean, we should not have blind faith. Everything we scrutinize. In Bengali, it is called punkhanu bhave. Everything we scrutinize. Oh, this is the spiritual master. Let me see what he does, what he speaks, how he behaves. Oh, he's fully Krishna consciousness. He's bringing so many people into Krishna consciousness. Let me see in ISKCON kitchen what they feed us. Let me see, are they making money? Let me see. I heard a lot that they are transferring money to America. Oh, I also have heard that ISKCON is not for Gorib people. Let's see whether they discriminate in the temple or not. So we also check all these things, because these things are there in the society. They talk about these things about ISKCON. But then when we come out of all such nonsense illusion, then we have firm faith. Thus, one can change his position to a higher mode of nature. So, from blind faith to firm faith. Sloka number 3, please repeat. Svatvan Satvanu Rupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata Shraddhamayo Ayam Puruso Yo Yat Shraddha Sa Eva Sa. O son of Bharata, according to one's existence, please mute. Under the various modes of nature, one evolves a particular kind of faith. So, as per material modes of nature, one evolves a particular kind of faith. The living being is said to be of a particular faith according to the modes he has acquired. So we may be exhibiting a lot of modes, alag modes in different time, different situation. But primarily, all of us have a particular mode of nature. That is any mode which is more prominent. So I may be exhibiting Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun throughout the day, but still, if you if you take a weighted average, primarily you will find that I am a Rajoguni person or a Tamoguni person or a Satoguni person. सबके केस में ऐसे ही होता है, you know. So there is some particular mode which is more prominent in that individual. Everyone has a particular type of faith. Please see the purport. Regardless of what he is, but his faith is considered good, passionate, or ignorant according to the nature he has acquired. Thus, according to his particular type of faith, one associates with certain persons. Now, the real fact is that every living being, as it is stated in the 15th chapter, is originally a fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, one is originally transcendental to all the modes of material nature. Because we are soul. Soul has nothing to do with any modes of nature. But when one forgets his relationship with the SPOG and comes in contact with the material nature in conditional life, he generates his own position by association with the different varieties of material nature. The resultant artificial faith and existence are only material. Although one may be conducted by some impression or some conception of life, originally he is nirguna or transcendental. So originally our soul, we ourselves, we were nirguna. That is without any contamination. Therefore, one has to become cleansed of the material contamination that he has acquired in order to regain his relationship with the Supreme Lord. So, Pratima Mataji, initially we were nirguna, then we became guna, that is affected by the modes of material nature. Then by practicing devotional service, we again want to become nirguna, yani tino guna se pare, just like the Supreme Lord. That is the only path back without fear, Krishna consciousness. If one is situated in Krishna consciousness, then that path is guaranteed for his elevation to the perfectional stage. Okay, so that path is guaranteed. That means we come out of the modes of material nature. Now, in this paragraph, come to the last paragraph, 10 lines before. Therefore, according to the position, can you see that? Therefore, according to the position of the heart in contact with a particular mode of material nature, one's faith is established. It should be understood that if one's heart is in the mode of goodness, his faith is also in the mode of goodness. Okay, heart. What do you mean by heart? One's tendency. Jhukao. My heart is towards this kind of activity, these kinds of activity, spiritual activity. Okay, that is what is meant by heart. If his heart is in the mode of passion, his faith is also in the mode of passion. And if his heart is in the mode of darkness, illusion, his faith is also thus contaminated. Thus, we find different types of faith in this world. And there are different types of religion due to different types of faith. Very strong sentence. There is different type of religion due to different types of faith. The real principle of religious faith is situated in the mode of pure goodness. But because the heart is tainted, we find different types of religious principles. Thus, according to different types of faith, there are different kinds of worship. So, if our mode of nature is more ignorance, so we choose a demigoddess whose worship is more or less in the mode of ignorance. If our tendency more like a passion, we are a passionate person who is always thinking for how to get more and more and more. So we choose accordingly a demigod or demigoddess in the mode of passion. So we have few who actually are a lot of good suppliers. Like for example, the Brajavasis were worshipping Indra. Primarily why? For getting rain in return, isn't it? Was there any other reason why they worshipped? No. And they made it pretty clear. Similarly, I told the other day, a lot of people, we also, even I, early used to do Saraswati Puja. But the intention was pretty clear. Now I don't do Saraswati Puja. You all do Saraswati Puja now? Maybe for the sake of your children. But primarily, do you all do Saraswati Puja? No. Why? Because we are no more students. I mean, Bhakti Shastri students, of course, but we have come out of material education. That's why तो मिल गया वो सब खत्म हो गया. So that's finished. So that is in the mode of passion, where लेन देन चलता रहता है. Okay. Now let's come to the next shloka number 4. Thank you. यजन्ते सात्विका देवान्
सात्विका देवान्
यक्ष राक्षंसि राजस
राजस
प्रेतान् भूतगणांश्चन्ये यजन्ते तामसा जना.
जना.
Yes, Pratima Mataji. Men in the
mode of goodness worship the demigods. Those in the mode of passion worship the demons, and those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits.
sound quality is not good. Yes, Ankita Mataji, purport.
Purport. In these words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead describes different kinds of worshippers according to their external activities. According to scriptural injunction, only the Supreme Personality of Godhead is worshipable, but those who are not very conversant with or faithful to the scriptural injunctions worship different objects according to their specific situations in the modes of material nature. Those who are situated in goodness generally worship the demigods. The demigods include Brahma, Shiva, and others such as Indra, Chandra, and the sun god.
Pause.
There are various demigods.
Pause, Mataji. Yes, বলুন প্রতিমা মাতাজি.
প্রভুজি এখানে যে বলেছে যে রাজসিক ব্যক্তিরা যক্ষ বা রাক্ষসদের পুজো করে, তো রাবণ তো শিবের পুজো করতেন, মানে এখানে কন্ট্রাডিকশন হচ্ছে না? উনি কোন করেছিলেন তাহলে?
রাবণ শিবের পুজো করতেন কিন্তু কিছু পাওয়ার জন্য না, হ্যাঁ কি না? তাহলে মোড অফ প্যাশন হয়ে গেল. পাওয়া নেওয়া দেওয়া চাওয়া ওগুলোর জন্য মোড অফ প্যাশন. ঠিক আছে? Yeah, continue.
Those in goodness worship a particular demigod for a particular purpose. Similarly, those who are in the mode of passion worship the demons. We recall that during the Second World War, a man in Calcutta worshipped Hitler because thanks to that war, he had amassed a large amount of wealth by dealing in the black market. Similarly, those in the modes of passion and ignorance generally select a powerful man to be God. They think that anyone can be worshipped as God and that the same results will be obtained. Now, it is clearly described here that those who are in the mode of passion worship and create such gods, and those who are in the mode of ignorance, in darkness, worship dead spirits. Sometimes people worship at the tomb of some dead man. Sexual service is also considered to be in the mode of darkness. Similarly, in remote villages in India, there are worshippers of ghosts who have seen that in India, the lower class people sometimes go to the forest, and if they have knowledge that a ghost lives in a tree, they worship that tree and offer sacrifices. These different kinds of worship are not actually God worship. God worship is for persons who are transcendentally situated in pure goodness. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 4.3.23, it is said, Sadvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. When a man is situated in pure goodness, he worships Vasudeva. The purport is that those who are completely purified of the material modes of nature and who are transcendentally situated can worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The impersonalists are supposed to be situated in the mode of goodness, and they worship 5 kinds of demigods. They worship the impersonal Vishnu form in the material world, which is known as philosophized Vishnu. Vishnu is the expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the impersonalists, because they do not ultimately believe in the Supreme Personality Godhead, imagine that the Vishnu form is just another aspect of the impersonal Brahman.
Hare Krishna.
Similarly,
So these impersonalists are more or less the ones who are worshipping Brahma Jyoti. Now they believe in God, so they are also spiritualist, but they believe that Lord has no form. So that's why they are called impersonalist. What are the other synonyms?
Avyakta.
Nirakarvadi, Nirvisheshvadi. Okay, they are all same impersonalists. So they worship Vishnu in the form of Brahma Jyoti. They say that the Supreme Lord is Vishnu, but he doesn't have any form. So somebody can ask him, "Arey, Vishnu ka to Chaturbhuj roop hai." That is, they accept this form for our convenience. They will say the Vigraha roop, the Murti roop, is for our convenience. Actually, Supreme Lord has no form. It is light, and it is Vishnu, okay, but he is impersonal. This is their opinion usually. Okay.
similarly, they imagine that Lord Brahma is the impersonal form in the material mode of passion. Thus, they sometimes describe 5 kinds of gods that are worshipable, but because they think that the actual truth is impersonal Brahman, they dispose of all worshipable objects at the ultimate end. In conclusion, the different qualities of the material modes of nature can be purified through association with persons who are of transcendental nature.
Yeah. So usually they also have the habit of worshipping or doing worship of Pancha Upasana. So these are the 5 kinds of demigods they usually worship: Ganesha, Shiva, Durga, Vishnu, Vishnu as a demigod, as a maintainer, and Surya. It will come later also. Maybe it has come earlier also once in 8th chapter, I think. So usually they do Pancha Upasana. So I'll just reread the last sentence. In conclusion, the different qualities of material modes of nature can be purified through the association with persons who are transcendental nature. So when these people come across ISKCON devotees, slowly they come to the mode of pure goodness. They worship Krishna. Sloka number 5 and 6. Please repeat. Ashastra vihitam ghoram
Ashastra-vihitam
शास्त्रविहितं घोरं
tapyante ye tapojana
tapyante ye
तेय
tapojana
तपजना
dambha ahankara samyukta
dambha-ahankara-samyukta
दम्भाहङ्कारसंयुक्ता
amaraga balanvita
कामरागबलंविता
कामरागबलं निगता
darshayanta sarirastham
दर्शयन्ता शरीरस्थं
दर्शयन्तशरीस्थं
bhutagramam acetasha
भूतग्रामम्
भूतग्रामम्
अचेतसः
अचेतसः
mam chaivanta sharirastham
मां
मां
चैवन्त शरीरस्थं
चैवन्तशरीरस्थं
tan vidhyasura nishchayan.
तान् विद्य
तान्
आसुरनिश्चयान्
Continue, Mataji.
Those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by lust and attachment, who are foolish, and who torture the material elements of the body as well as the super soul dwelling within, are to be known as demons.
Okay, a lot of studies they do for material benefit. It is written, see, who are impelled by lust and attachment. Lust means extreme desire. Okay, they do a lot of austerities. They fast for months, and a lot of physical austerities also. Fasting, of course, itself is a physical austerity. Let's see purport. There are
Purport. There are persons who manufacture modes of austerity and penance which are not mentioned in the scriptural injunctions. For instance, fasting for some ulterior purpose, such as to promote a purely political end, it is not mentioned in the scriptural directions. The
Hare Krishna.
scripture
If such party wins, then and I'll fast till the party wins. Yeah. Continue.
The scriptures recommend fasting for spiritual advancement, not for some political end or social purpose. Persons who take to such austerities are, according to Bhagavad Gita, certainly demoniac. Their acts are against the scriptural injunctions and are not beneficial for the people in general. Actually, they act out of pride, false ego, lust, and attachment for material enjoyment. By such activities, not only is the combination of material elements of which the body is constructed disturbed, but also the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself living within the body. Such
Yes.
unauthorized
Yeah. So can you give me more examples of such unauthorized fasting, which is not for spiritual advancement? Any other example? Fasting for political purpose, fasting so that your cricket team wins.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Yes.
प्रभु जी करवा चौथ को बोल सकते हैं? नहीं।
Yes. Fasting for the betterment of the husband life, I think. No? Yeah. What else? Fasting for immediate recovery of some Bollywood actor who is in ICU. People do fast. You know. So why is it written that they act out of pride and false ego, lust and attachment? Why is it written? Where is the pride? Where is the false ego? Also fasting for some patriotic purpose. जब तक स्वाधीनता ना होवे, I will fast. So this is also not for spiritual advancement. So why is it out of false ego? So real ego is I am Krishna Nityadas. What is false ego? I am Indian. I am Mohan Bagan. I am East Bengal. These are false ego. Sarva Upadhi Vinir Muktam. We should be Sarva Upadhi Vinir Muktam without any false designation. And these are material designation. And if we fight for protecting our material designation, that means we are fighting for our false ego and attachment. Clear? Yeah. Please continue.
Such unauthorized fasting or austerities for some political end are certainly very disturbing to others. They are not mentioned in the Vedic literature. A demoniac person may think that he can force his enemy or other parties to comply with his desire by this method, but sometimes one dies by such fasting. These acts are not approved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he says that those who engage in them are demons. Such demonstrations are insults to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are enacted in disobedience to the Vedic scriptural injunctions.
So
The
they are
word
insults to the Lord, because somebody has killed himself indirectly, wasted his material life, human form of life, for proving a point. Yeah, the word.
the word achetasa is significant
Yeah,
in
we
this
can skip that.
connection.
Acheshita, we can skip that. Please come to the next shloka. Please repeat. Aharasvapi sarvasya
आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य
आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य
त्रिविधो भवति प्रिया
त्रिविधो
त्रिविधो
भवति प्रिया
भवति प्रियः
यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं
यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं
यज्ञस्तथा दानम्
तेषां भेदम् इमं शृणु.
तेषां
तेषां भेदम्
भेदमिदं
इमं शृणु.
Shuru Prabhu.
Even the food each person prefers is of three kinds, according to the three modes of material nature. The same is true for sacrifices, austerities, and charity. Now, hear of the distinctions between them.
Okay. Now come to sloka number 8. Sloka number 8, 9, and 10. These three shlokas talk about food in different modes. You can note down 8 to 10. They talk about food in different modes. Sloka number 11 to 13 talk about sacrifice in different modes. Okay. Then sloka number 14 to 16 talk about austerities in different modes. Austerities?
14 to 16 talk about
Austerities in different modes. Sloka number 20 and 20 to 22 talk about charity in different modes. So this is a very interesting part of the chapter 8 to 10. Ayu Sattva Balarogya
Ayu
Ayu
Sattva
Sattva Balarogya
Sukha Priti Vivardhana
Sukha Priti Vivardhana
Priti Avivardhana
Rasya Snigdha Sthira Hridaya
Rasya
Rasya
Snigdha
Snigdha
Sthirarya
Sthirarya
Ahara Satvika Priya.
Ahara
Ahara
Satvika Priya.
Satvika Priya.
Please continue. Please unmute yourself.
Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength. Health.
Okay, so with every comma, please give me examples. Okay, purify increases the duration of life. Give me example. Superfoods, avla, then sprouts, superfood, seeds. Very good. Some few vegetables which are superfoods. So they increase duration of life. One thing I can tell you this: avla, amloki, it does not come in 84 lakh species. It's supposed to be heavenly. Yeah. Then next is purify one's existence and give strength.
Strength.
Purifies one's existence means it has to be prasadam. So here it is mode of goodness, but we very well know that at times mode of pure goodness is substituted by mode of goodness. At times Prabhupada is talking about mode of goodness, but actually he is referring to mode of pure goodness. So purify one's existence and give strength. Continue.
Health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart.
Okay. So this is in the mode of goodness. Text number 9. Katramla lavanatya sushna.
Katva
Tikshna ruksha vidahina. Ahara raja sasreshta. Dukha shoka maya prada. Yeah.
Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such foods cause distress, misery, and disease.
So we should be avoiding such food, hot, pungent, and burning. Burning means, something very spicy. Kaan se dhua nikal raha hai, something extreme spicy. So are supposed to be in the mode of passion. Such food cause distress, misery, and disease. So we should avoid such kind of food. Too bitter, too sour. Bitter is okay. So you can have sukto. Karela you can have a bit. But you see, we start with Karela. So bitter is good. In fact, Mahaprabhu every day used to have some bitter in the beginning. A traditional Gauriya Vaishnav meal starts with bitter item only. Do you all know this? And Parampujya Jayaprada Swami Maharaj was very particular about these things. That initially bitter se shuru hoga, fir then saag will come. He had all those sequence. There is in Bengali food, there is sequence. You cannot start with chutney. And Maharaj was very particular. Maharaj is very particular. Starting এ প্রথমে তেতো হওয়া উচিত। তেতো মানে নিম বেগুন বা শুক্তো বা করলা উচ্ছে ভাজা something, you know. So bitter is good, but how much bitter do we take? Little. It's not that এত উচ্ছে বেগুন বা নিম বেগুন এত, no, তো পুরো মুখটাই খারাপ হয়ে যাবে না, little bitter. Then too sour. Sour is important. At the end, towards the end, we have chutney, correct? But how much chutney do we have? Little, one spoon. That's it. Not too much sour. Similarly, hot. So hot, we should have actually food hot, but no hot. I mean, it should not be steaming hot. That धुआं उड़ रहा है वो सब इतना भी नहीं होना चाहिए. Pungent. You know, pungent means like, for example, when you put a lot of lasun and kanda lasun, you know, it becomes very pungent, smelly. Dry and burning are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such food causes distress, misery, and disease. Let's come to number 10. Yata yamam gatarasam.
Gatarasam
Uti paryushtam chayat.
ऊटी पर्युषितं च यत्
Ishtamapi jamyedam.
Chitam api gatamyam
Bhojanam tamasa priyam.
Bhojanam priyam.
Yeah, continue, Prabhu.
Translation. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten, food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid, and food consists of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness.
Purport.
Purport. The purpose of food is to increase the duration of life, purify the mind, and aid bodily strength. This is its only purpose. In the past, great authorities selected those foods that best aid health and increase life's duration, such as milk products, sugar, rice, wheat, fruits, and vegetables. These foods are very dear to those in the mood of goodness. Some other foods, such as baked corn and molasses, while not very palatable in themselves, can be made pleasant when mixed with milk or other foods. They are then in the mode of goodness. All these foods are pure by nature. They are quite distinct from untouchable things
Why
like
they're called pure by nature means ज़्यादा कुछ contamination नहीं हुआ ना. See, milk products, they are pure by nature. That's why Prabhupada even allowed sandesh from meat sweet shop. है ना? We know that. Prabhupada said, sandesh खा सकते हो. Outside sandesh allowed. Why? Because not much processing is there in making sandesh. You churn the milk, you dry that, and you make sandesh. ज़्यादा processing नहीं है. Because for processing, you need somebody's involvement. When somebody is involved, his consciousness or her consciousness is transferred in the food. That's why, because sandesh is very sweet, sweets are very less processed. That's why Prabhupada allowed. Continue.
They are quite distinct from untouchable things like meat and liquor. Fatty foods, as mentioned in the 8th verse, have no connection with animal fat obtained by slaughter.
So you can give me examples of fatty food which is non-animal based? Anybody?
Dry fruits like walnut, almonds.
Very
Cheese.
good. Cheese, milk products, yes, they are also fatty. They also, even dry fruits have a lot of oil in it, but they are good fat, good cholesterol. Yeah, continue.
Animal fat is available in the form of milk, which is the most wonderful of all foods. Milk, butter, cheese, and similar products give animal fat in a form which rules out any need for the killing of innocent creatures. It is only through
That's
brute.
right. There's a concept of vegan nowadays. Vegan, you know, vegans, they don't even consume milk because they feel that अगर मैं दूध पी लूंगा तो बच्चे का क्या आएगा, गाय का बच्चा भूखा रहेगा. You know that that's why they don't drink milk. They avoid any kind of animal. That is not right, because even in Krishna Lila we see Krishna used to first make the calves feed the milk of their mother. They'll take their little portion, but the calf is full of, the udders are full of milk. Then that milk will be used for the consumption of the society. That's how it used to be, and still that is how it should be. So there is no need to be a vegan and completely avoid animal fat. No. Yes, continue.
It is only through brute mentality that this killing goes on. The civilized method of obtaining needed fat is by milk. Slaughter is the way of subhumans. Protein is amply available through split peas, dal, whole wheat, etc.
And also, I heard that wherever there is slaughter, especially slaughter of a cow, the entire uh, surrounding radius area becomes so inauspicious that nothing, whoever is there living, whether directly involved or not directly involved with the slaughter, but gains negative energy and goes to hell, rots in hell. The entire radius. So slaughtering wherever it is said that wherever the blood of cow falls on Prithvi, their entire radius पूरा पवित्र हो जाता है, Yeah. Continue. Food in the mode of passion.
Food in the mode of passion, which are bitter, too salty or too hot, or overly mixed with red pepper, cause misery by reducing the mucus in the stomach, leading to disease. Foods in the mode of ignorance or darkness are essentially those that are not fresh.
So that's
Any
why a lot of people have the habit of chewing red chili. You all must have seen. Red chili एकदम कट 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 खा लेगा एकदम 10 ठो 5 ठो. Very very bad. Why? The mucus in the stomach, reducing the mucus in the stomach. It sucks up the mucus in the stomach. All this kind of spicy things. So a lot of intestinal diseases are happen because of such spice in the stomach, because they dry up the mucus. Yeah, continue.
Any food cooked more than 3 hours before it is eaten, except prasadam, that is food offered to the Lord, is considered to be in the mode of darkness. Because they are decomposing, such foods give a bad odor, which often attracts people in this mode, but repulses those in the mood of goodness.
ठीक है, उधर लिखा हुआ है except prasadam, food offered to the Lord, but still, even if prasadam is kept for a lot of long time, truly speaking, nobody would try or to venture in it, isn't it? Nobody would try to take it, consume it. So ideally, cook, immediately consume. And what if something is, a lot of questions happen, ask, what if some food is, left over, what to do? What to do with the leftover food? Any idea? Of course, you can distribute to others. What else can be done? You can give it to lower species.
তবে যদি বাড়ির কাছে জলাশয়
Birds,
থাকে,
animals.
হ্যাঁ,
Sorry?
জলাশয় মনে মাছেদের জন্য দেওয়া বা পাখিদের জন্য।
So what we used to do in Panihati temple, this still do. At times, big feast is there and a lot of prasadam is left over. But then we try to mix it with the next day morning prasadam. That's very obvious. A lot of people do that. But still, especially during summer, when the longevity of prasadam is reduced because of the heat of the environment, then whatever is remnant, we take it and we put it in Ganges. Ganga Vishurjan there. So it's good for the aquatics. They get prasadam. Yeah. Continue. Anybody has any question in this regard? Regarding food cooked for more than 3 hours, what to do? Okay, continue.
Remnants of food may be eaten only when
ও তো এখানে বলছে যে প্রসাদ ছাড়া অসুবিধা হয় না। অনেক সময় আমরা দেখি যে রেস্টুরেন্ট বা গোবিন্দাসের মতো আমরা 3 ঘন্টার পরে আমরা অনেক সময় নিয়ে যাই জিনিস, ব্রেড বলুন বা অন্য কিছু, তো ওইগুলো কি খাওয়া যায় নাকি তমগুণে খাবার হয়ে যাচ্ছে?
অনেকে খায় না। আমিও পার্সোনালি সকালবেলা কখনো যদি সিঙ্গারা খেতে ইচ্ছে করে বা ওই ভেজ চপটা খুব ভালো লাগে গোবিন্দাজের, যখন গরম গরম আসে 10টা 9:30 10টার সময়, তখনই ভালো লাগে ম্যাক্সিমাম। বিকজ এসি চলে তো 1 ঘন্টার মতো ঠান্ডা থাকে, একটু গরম থাকে, এরপর খেতে ইচ্ছে করে না ঠান্ডা হয়ে গেলে। ডোন্ট টেক। গরম গরম যখন আসছে ঠিক আছে, সকালবেলা গোবিন্দাজে গরম গরম দিচ্ছে ঠিক আছে, ফাইন। Or else, if you are going to Govinda's having masala dosa, good that they're serving it hot, fine, good. But otherwise, a lot of people avoid. Good thing about Govinda's, Patit Pavan Prabhu makes sure that all the staffs nowadays, they chant their rounds in the morning, they attend Mangala Arati. Especially in Guru Sadhya Road, he makes it a point to every staff they attend Mangala Arati in the Jagannath temple. There's a Jagannath temple next to the entrance. So that's very nice. So no need to worry about the sanctity of the food in Govinda's. Yeah, continue.
প্রভু, আমার একটা এমনি মানে পার্সোনাল ইনফরমেশনের জন্য জিজ্ঞেস করছি, আমরা যখন গুরুদেবকে যে ভোগটা লাগাই সেটা ভগবানের
সাউন্ড ভালো করুন, কাট 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 করে, মানে সাউন্ড পরিষ্কার আসে।
ওয়াইফাই খুলে দেওয়া হয়েছে তো বেশ, ফোনের নেটে চলছে এই জন্য বলছি। আমি ভিডিওটা অফ করে বলছি। প্রভু বলছি, যখন ভগবানকে আমরা প্রসাদ দিই সেই প্রসাদটাই মানে ভোগ হয়ে যাবে, মানে ভোগ যখন দিই সেটাই গুরুদেবকে ভোগ লাগানো উচিত না গুরুদেবকে আলাদা করে ভোগ দেওয়া উচিত? গুরুদেবের প্লেটটা কি আলাদা করা উচিত?
কি বললেন শালিনী মাতাজি, একটু বলুন কেউ।
উনি বললেন যে আমরা যখন ভগবানকে ভোগ নিবেদন করছি, তাহলে কি ভগবানের আলাদা করে একটা প্রসাদের থালা হওয়া উচিত আর গুরুদেবের একটা আলাদা প্রসাদের থালা হওয়া উচিত, নাকি একসাথেই আমরা সেই ভোগটা নিবেদন করতে পারি?
দেখুন, আইডিয়ালি ফার্স্ট ইট ইজ অফার টু লর্ড, ডিফারেন্ট প্লেট তো হওয়া উচিত ভগবানের, দের ইজ নো ডাউট। মানে আমাদের আলাদা, ভগবানের আলাদা। তারপর আইডিয়ালি গুরুদেবের জন্য একটা আলাদা প্লেট রাখা উচিত। কিন্তু আমরা কলকাতা মন্দিরে কি করি, আমরা পূজারীরা যখন আমরা ভগবানকে ভোগ নিবেদন করি, ভগবানকে ভোগ নিবেদন করার পর ওটা মহাপ্রসাদ হয়ে যায়। তো অল্টারে বসেই আমরা মানসিক ওই প্লেটেই, মানে আমরা এভাবে ইমাজিন করি যে ওই প্রসাদ আলাদা 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 প্লেট রাখি না গুরুদেবের জন্য। আমি কলকাতা মন্দিরের পূজারীর কথা বলছি, ভেতরে। হ্যাঁ, তো আমরা মানসিক এইভাবে ওটাকেই ইদম মহাপ্রসাদম পরম গুরুবে নমঃ ইদম মহাপ্রসাদম
নিবেদন করে
এইভাবে আমরা ওটাকেই মানসিক, মানে যেন we imagine that prasad is being transferred to a plate for Guru Maharaj, and then we are offering to Guru Maharaj and Param Guru Srila Prabhupada. Okay, but ideally ভালো হয় যদি গুরু মহারাজ আর গুরুদেবের জন্য আলাদা প্লেট, আলাদা আসন বিছানো হয়, কিন্তু আমরা মন্দিরের ভেতরে করি না এটা। So lot of things we do out of mentally, জায়গাও নেই সত্যি, ভেতরে জায়গাটা খুব কম। Okay, yeah, continue.
Remnants of food may be eaten only when they are part of a meal that was first offered to the Supreme Lord or first eaten by saintly persons, especially the spiritual master. Otherwise, the remnants of food are considered to be in the mode of darkness and they increase infection or disease. Such foodstuffs, although very palatable to persons in the mode of darkness, are neither liked nor even touched by those in the mode of goodness.
Hare Krishna. Dekben Tamoguni people, they like all this stale food, rotten food. They like all this. Few people जानबूझके না বাসি ডাল খাবো, বাসি সবজিটা বাসি খাবো। Yes, they do. Especially in Bengal, I have seen people will make sure that they consume after 24 hours. না বাসি খাবো, বাসি লুচি খাবো, বাসি লুচি খাবো। হ্যাঁ, so you can understand what mode they are in. Continue.
The best food is the remnants of what is offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord says that he accepts preparations of vegetables, flour, and milk when offered with devotion. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Of course, devotion and love are the chief things which the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts. But it is also mentioned that the prasadam should be prepared in a particular way. Any food prepared by the injunctions of the scripture and offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be taken even if prepared long ago. because such food is transcendental. Therefore, to make food antiseptic, eatable, and palatable for all persons, one should offer food to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay. But again, on the other hand, the practicality also has to be remembered that we should not we should offer as soon as possible, and also consume as soon as possible, except for few things. Few foodstuffs are there which can be consumed for a longer time. If you visit Raghav Bhavan in Panihati, then you can come across such foodstuffs inside Radharani's kitchen. Next to Radharani's kitchen, there is a small room. If you have visited Raghav Pandit's uh, part in Panihati. So when devotees used to go for Chaturmas to Puri to meet Mahaprabhu, so Raghav Pandit's sister Doimanti Devi, she used to prepare a lot of foodstuffs, especially which can be preserved for months. Yeah. So those are special items which can be preserved for months, and Mahaprabhu used to cherish them. And those foodstuffs used to be carried in a jhali, which is used to be called Raghaver jhali. Yes, Shatrupa Mataji.
হরে কৃষ্ণ, প্রণাম প্রভু। বলছি যে বিস্কুট, তারপরে বাইরের অনিয়ন গার্লিক ছাড়া চিপস, তারপরে চানাচুর, মানে ভাজাভুজি, ওগুলো কি খাওয়া যায়?
বাইরের না খাওয়া যায়, বাড়িতে বানিয়ে খেতে পারেন তো চানাচুর মানাচুর। বাইরের বাইরের জিনিসগুলো আজকাল তো আমায় হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে পাঠাচ্ছে, মাইক্রোস্কোপে যদি দেখেন, জীবনে কেউ খাবেন না। মাইক্রোস্কোপে একটু বড় করে দেখা লাগলে ভেতরে সব কিলবিল 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 করে নড়ছে। Because it is obvious, anything organic, any organic food, after 12-15 hours, 100% bacterial concentration হবেই। বুঝতে পারছেন? সেটা বিস্কিটে হোক, ভালো ভালো বিস্কিটের প্যাকেট হোক, যতই হোক, যদি খুলে মাইক্রোস্কোপের নিচে রাখেন না, সব দেখবেন এই করে সব কিলবিল কিলবিল করছে পোকামাকড়। ইটস অবভিয়াস। হ্যাঁ, সব আটা, ময়দা, দুধের মিল্ক প্রোডাক্টস, চিপস হচ্ছে আলু প্রোডাক্ট, এগুলো 12-15 ঘন্টা পর, আর এগুলো তো প্যাকেটে যেগুলো আসছে, সেগুলো তো মাসের পর মাস, কত মাস পর আমরা কনজিউম করছি, ঠিক না? হ্যাঁ, আর সিল্ড প্যাকেটে ভাবুন, কোনো অক্সিজেন নেই, একদম পুরো ড্রাই করে রাখা হয়েছে। কি পোকা, মানে ফিউ প্লেসেস যত আপনি সিল করে রাখুন না কেন, নিজে থেকেই ব্যাকটেরিয়া উৎপন্ন হয়ে যায়। হ্যাঁ, ফিউ থিংস আর দেয়ার, সো ভেরি ভেরি ডেঞ্জারাস টু কনজিউম দোজ।
এখনো তো পুরোপুরি ছাড়তে পারিনি বাইরের খাবার, মানে যেগুলো অনিয়ন গার্লিক ছাড়া প্যাকেটিং করা চিপস বা চানাচুর, এগুলো কি
খাওয়ার চেয়ে ভালো বাড়িতে আলু ভাজা বানিয়ে খেয়ে নেবেন, সবচেয়ে ভালো। বাড়িতে আলু কেটে আলু ভাজা বানিয়ে খেয়ে নেবেন, সর্ষের তেলে ফ্রাই করে, সবচেয়ে ভালো। আলু ভাজা, আলু চিপস টুক করে বানিয়ে খেয়ে নেবেন, কতক্ষণ লাগে? 15-20 মিনিট লাগে। বাইরের চিপসে খাওয়াচ্ছে, ওটা অনেক ভালো, অনেক বেটার। আরো এটাই আর কি বলবো। মানে মোট কথা, এনিথিং, আমাদের পরম পূজ্য রাধা গৌর মহারাজের নাম ভুলে যাচ্ছি, উনি এখন নেই, গৌর চৈতন্য, গৌর কৃষ্ণ মহারাজ, হ্যাঁ, অনেক বছর আগে আমাদের বাড়িতে এসেছিলেন, কি সুন্দর প্রবচন দিয়ে গেছিলেন। এনিথিং ফ্যাক্টরি সে কুছ ভি বানা হুয়া চিজ নেই খানা চাহিয়ে, এনিথিং মেড ইন ফ্যাক্টরি। You make anything under suggestion, but you make it in the home. You make all those things, এগুলো সব বাড়িতে বানানো যায়, লেস চিপসও বাড়িতে বানানো যায়। আর এখন তো ইউটিউব, সব দেখে লোক কত কিছু শিখে নেয়। Okay, okay, let's come to the next shloka. Afala kankir yabyo Dishto yo ijyate yastavyam evate mana samadhaya sa satvika. Continue, Prabhu.
Translation. Of sacrifices, the sacrifice performed according to the directions of scripture as a matter of duty by those who desire no reward is of the nature of goodness.
See, by those who desire no reward means nishkam se kiya gaya sacrifice. for the betterment of the society. For example, what happened in Naimisharanya? Saunakadi Rishi, they were doing sacrifice for the betterment of the people in Kali Yuga, isn't it? That's when they requested Suta Goswami, please recite whatever you heard from your spiritual master, Sukdev Goswami. And then Suta Goswami recites Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, continue. Purport.
Purport. The general tendency is to offer sacrifice with some purpose in mind. But here it is stated that sacrifice should be performed without any such desire. It should be done as a matter of duty. Take, for example, the performance of rituals in temples or in churches. Generally, they are performed with the purpose of material benefit, but that is not in the mode of goodness. One should go to a temple or church as a matter of duty, offer respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and offer flowers and eatables without any purpose of obtaining material benefit. Everyone thinks that there is no use in going to the temple just to worship God. But worship for economic benefit is not recommended in the spiritual injunctions. Scriptural injunctions. One should go simply to offer respect to the deity. That will place one in the mode of goodness. It is the duty of every civilized man to obey the injunctions of the scriptures and offer respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay, so when any such sacrifice is done without any reward in mind, it is called in the mode of goodness. Now let's see what is in the mode of passion. Opposite, when some reward is there in the mind. Yes, Joy Madhav Prabhu, but the sacrifice.
But the sacrifice performed for some material benefit or for the sake of pride, O chief of the Bharatas, you should know to be in the mode of passion.
Purport.
Sometimes sacrifices and rituals are performed for elevation to the heavenly kingdom or for some material benefits in this world. Such sacrifices or ritualistic performances are considered to be in the mode of passion.
Or for the sake of pride. Sacrifice for the sake of pride or for sake of getting recognition. Now, one thing comes in my mind. I remember once I was anchoring one festival in Guru Sadar Road, and then one devotee had sponsored prasadam. Okay, so as usual, we announced him about him, and he came in the stage, and we gave him some gift as a token of appreciation. He took the gift, and then he said that please keep the gift with you for some time. My daughter's in-laws are supposed to come after 1 hour. Please, when they come, you please again call me. I'll again come to the stage. Then you hand over the gift to me. He's very honest about it. Yeah. So after some time, his daughter's in-laws came, and then again I called. Then he came, and that's the time I handed over the gift. And people were guessing, "अरे इसका तो already उनको बुला कर तो बुला लिया था, फिर से क्यों बुलाया?" You know. So my point is, so of course, what donation he did was spiritual in nature, because he fed the Vaishnavas. There is no doubt about it. But if such donations are done to demigods or goddesses, and for the sake of recognition, pride, recognition, then it is supposed to be in the mode of passion, something in return. Okay, sloka number 13. Vidihinam ashrishtanam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddha virahitam yagyam tamasam parichakshate. Please continue.
Any sacrifice performed without regard for the directions of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, spiritual food, without chanting of Vedic hymns, and remunerations to the priests, and without faith is considered to be in the mode of ignorance.
Purport.
Purport. Faith in the mode of darkness or ignorance is actually faithlessness. Sometimes people worship some demigod just to make money and then spend the money for recreation, ignoring the scriptural injunctions. Such ceremonial shows of religiosity are not accepted as genuine.
Can you give me some example? Sometimes people worship some demigod just to make money. So you will see a lot of roadside demigod temples are opened just to make money. Then you will also see some lady carrying one plate will put some photo of a demigod and go from people to people asking for some donation. Have you all seen such things? And when they get the
Mostly
money, they
Saturdays,
use,
Prabhuji.
huh?
Mostly Saturdays.
Mostly Saturdays, yes. And when they get the money, so they use it for their personal purpose. That is sense gratification. Money is a Prabhu.
हाँ प्रभु, जैसे आप बता रहे थे, जागरण जो कर रहे हैं आजकल, जागरण वो बिजनेस है उनका, वो सिर्फ गाते हैं, उनके अंदर कोई भक्ति नहीं होती है। और आजकल लोग पार्टी में संगीत करवाते हैं, संगीत में कीर्तन करवाए, तो कीर्तन करवाना उनका उद्देश्य कभी कभी भौतिक होता है। करवा वो रहे हैं कीर्तन, लेकिन उनका ये उद्देश्य होता है कि दिखाने के लिए कभी कभी कि हाँ हमने भी कीर्तन करवाया अपने पार्टी में।
Yes. Especially Jagran, I remember few clubs do Jagran, Jai Mata Di Jagran, all that, full night, Raat 12 baje tak, all those things will happen, dancing and all that. And say they get a donation around 5-6 lakhs from by doing that. Their expenditure is around 1.5 lakhs, 2 lakhs, and rest 4 lakhs club fund. So they'll be doing this once in 3 months, and a lot of fund is accumulated. This is a common thing they do. So these are all in the mode of passion. Sorry. Yes, passion. No. We are talking about mode of ignorance because it is not as per scriptural injunction. And sometimes people worship demigod just to make money. Actually, usually mode of passion means something in return. But because here one extra thing is that is ignoring the scriptural injunction. So not okay, you are making for money, you are doing the function for money, or at least follow the injunctions. But if you are not at all following the injunctions also, then it is in the mode of ignorance. Okay. Usually mode of passion means something in return, but mode of ignorance because they are not following any scriptural injunctions. Last sentence, continue. They are all
in the mode of darkness. They produce a demoniac mentality and do not benefit human society.
Yeah. So now let us see 3 types of austerity. Sloka 14 to 16. Deva Dvija Guru Pragya.
Devadvija Guru Pragya.
Pujanam Sochamarjavam. Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha. Shariram Tapa Uchyate. Sabrita Mataji, austerity.
Austerity of the body consists in worship of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, and superiors like father and mother, and in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence.
Okay. Now see, austerity of the body consists of worship of whom? And what it is characterized with. There are 2 things. First is kinka, and second is what is the characteristics of austerity in the mode of goodness. So this shloka, continue.
The Supreme Godhead here explains the different kinds of austerity and penance. First, he explains the austerities and penances practiced by the body. One should offer or learn to offer respect to God or to demigods. The perfect qualified Brahmanas and the spiritual master and superiors like father and mother, or any person who is conversant with Vedic knowledge.
Pause.
These
So there are three types of austerity: karmana manasa vacha, austerity of mind, words, and body. First, austerity towards whom? The direction of the austerity is directed towards your mother, father, to demigod, or to the SPOG. Okay, continue.
These should be given proper respect. One should practice cleansing oneself externally and internally, and he should learn to become simple in behavior. He should not do anything which is not sanctioned by the scriptural injunctions. He should not indulge in sex outside of married life, for sex is sanctioned in scripture only in marriage, not otherwise. This is called celibacy. These are penances and austerities as far as the body is concerned.
Okay, clear? So these are the examples of bodily austerities. Yeah.
হরে কৃষ্ণ প্রভুজি, বলছি এই ক্লোজ বুকে এখান থেকেই একটা প্রশ্ন আছে, কায়িক তপস্যার অন্তর্ভুক্ত 8টি বিষয় কি কি? তাহলে শুধু পারপটেরটা লিখতে হবে নাকি যেটা ওই 8টা শুধু আছে সেইটুকু লিখলেই হবে?
সেটুকু লিখলেই হবে, কিন্তু
শুধু 8টা লিখলেই
কিন্তু
হবে, তাই তো?
যদি সেটা 5 মার্কসের হয় তাহলে পারপট থেকে একটু লিখতে হবে, সোজা কথা। ঠিক আছে,
5 মার্কস ওটা প্রভুজি পাঠালেন না, বলেছিলেন 3 মার্কস আর 5।
ওটা পাঠাবো, আমি পুরো ওটার লিস্টটা পাঠাবো। আসলে ওটা নিয়েও একটু প্রশ্ন উঠছে, কারণ কি অনেকে পুরনোটাই করাচ্ছে। আর আমরা চাইছি যে লেটেস্ট, অনেক ইনস্টিটিউশন পুরনো, আমাদের ভক্তি বৈভব পুরনো সিলেবাসেই হচ্ছে, আবার অনেকে নতুন লেটেস্ট, তো আমরাও চাই যে লেটেস্টেই করানোর জন্য, উই অলসো ওয়ান্ট। তো ওই জন্য ওটা নিয়ে একটু আমরা আলোচনা করছি, দেখছি, পাঠিয়ে দেবো ওটা। কিন্তু প্যাটার্ন সেম, 1 আর 2 বদলে 3 and 5 মার্কস।
অনেক বেশি লিখতে হবে সেক্ষেত্রে, এখন তো ছোট ছোট করে আনসার গুলো প্রিপেয়ার করছি 1 আর 2 মার্কস।
দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ওয়ে ইট ইজ। আর আমাদের একটা ভক্তি বৈভবে আরো ভালো হয়ে গেছে, আমাদের এমসিকিউস করে দিয়েছে।
ওটাই ভালো,
লিখতে
আমাদের জন্য এরকম হয়ে গেলেই ভালো।
হরে কৃষ্ণ। Okay, so any question regarding austerities of the body? Okay, let's come to sloka number 15. Anudvega karam vakyam
Anudvegakaram vakyam
satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate। Yes, Shatrupa Mataji পড়ুন, austerity of speech।
হরে কৃষ্ণ, প্রণাম প্রভু। তো আমার কাছে বুকটা নেই, আমাকে স্ক্রিন থেকেই পড়তে হবে। স্ক্রিনটা একটু উপরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ মাতাকে একটু উপরে করলে আমি পড়তে পারি। Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature.
Very well. Regularly reciting Vedic. So there is scriptural references also in speech. These are the quality of a good speaker. He will not say something which will agitate the mahol, the situation, the ambience. Purport: one should not speak.
One should not speak in such a way as to agitate the minds of others. Of course, when a teacher speaks, he can speak the truth for the instruction of his students. But such a teacher should not speak to others who are not his students if he will agitate their minds. This is penance as far as talking is concerned.
Hare Krishna.
Besides,
So say if there is a Vaishnav Sanmilan and you are talking on behalf of ISKCON, but there are a lot of Sri Sampradaya people are also there. Okay, present. So you're not going to say something which, for example, there are a lot of other sampradayas also, Brahmanic sampradayas, but they drink tea. There are, you all know that. But we're not going to say something like that because a lot of people will feel bad. अरे हम लोग तो पीते हैं. He's talking about us. So that is like that should not be, that is austerity of speech. Okay, yeah, continue, Mataji.
besides that, one should not talk nonsense. The process of speaking in spiritual circles is to say something upheld by the scriptures. One should at one quote from scriptural authority to back up what he is saying. At the same time, such talk should be very pleasurable to the ear.
Yeah,
By such
one of the thing how it is talks are usually pleasurable to the ear is I have noticed that by speaking slowly. At times, few teachers or speakers are there who's got very good content because they are very shastric qualified. They've got good content, but especially I've seen Matajis, they speak so fast that even it is not pleasurable to hear them. It is not pleasurable to the ear. Itna jaldi the person is talking very nice, and there is scriptural references, everything is fine, but if you speak very fast, have you noticed one thing? The person also sounds rude. If somebody speaks very fast, he sounds rude. So, and moreover, a lot of words are not understood by the audience because he or she went so fast. समझ ही नहीं आया क्या बोला. And so ideally is break, speak, pause, small pause, long pause. At times a pause says a lot of things. Just a pause says a lot of things. Yeah. Continue, Mataji.
by such discussions, one may derive the highest benefit and elevate human society. There is a limitless stock of Vedic literature, and one should study this. This is called penance of speech.
Yeah. So there should be scriptural references, shloka references, in order to prove a point. That is how speech should be. So we are done with austerity of body and austerity of speech. Let us, what is remaining? Austerity of mind. Karmana manasa vacha. Actually, in any kind of service, all these three aspects should be there. Mind, words, and body. These three things should be involved. I'll give you an example. Can you show how, while cooking in DT kitchen, all these things are involved? Three aspects. Very simple. Okay, let me give an example, then it will be very easy. While chanting, all these three things are involved. Because we are, rotating the beads one by one after the other. So that is karmana. In our mind, we are trying to hear the vibration, sound vibration. That is mana. And in our vani, vacha, we are chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So all karmana, manasa and vacha takes place simultaneously. Similarly, while cooking prasadam, bhoga, what happens? How karmana, manasa, vacha is involved? Yeah, Shivani Mataji.
Prabhuji, while cooking in the DT kitchen, first of all we think क्या बनाएंगे भगवान के लिए. अगर कुछ बना रहे हैं तो फिर उसमें कैसे मसाला पड़ेगा, कितने क्वांटिटी में क्या फ्लेवर होना चाहिए. देन बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं तो उनको एंगेज करना होता है. देन हमें बोलना पड़ता है कि इसे ऐसे करना है, इसे ऐसे शेप में काटिए, सब्जी ऐसे कटेगी. तो अच्छा, फिर हमारा जो कर्म है, जो खाना बना, जो कुकिंग का जो सेवा है, हाथ वगैरह बॉडी सब उसमें एंगेज हो रहता है. तो इस तरह से मनसा वाचा कर्मणा ये तीनों
Very
ही है
nice.
जो
Yeah. So a lot of devotees, if you see a DT kitchen also, they wear a mask, and they can sing some song, Jashamati Nandana, and they're cooking also at the same time, and they're thinking that no 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 no, ज़्यादा तीखा मत बनाओ, गोविंद को तीखा लग जाएगा, something. So mind is fully engrossed in the service of the Lord, karmana, manasa, and vacha. Okay. Similarly, while kirtan, isn't it? While kirtan also this can happen. Even while doing deity worship, आप अगरबत्ती कर रहे हो पंचप्रदीप से, कर्मणा मनसा वाचा, all are involved. Although pujaris are not allowed to sing while actually offering these items, but मनी मन में singing चलते रहता है. पीछे से कोई इतना सुंदर गौर आरती कर रहा है, you get involved anyhow. So next is sloka number 16, right? Mana prasada somyatvam
Mana
Manasada
prasada somyatvam
maunamatma vinigraha
maunamatma vinigraha
bhava samsuddhirittyetat tapomanasam uchyate. Yeah. Yes, continue, Mataji. And
satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind.
okay, so I'll just instead of going to the purport, I'll just explain in detail. Satisfaction. So one is satisfied. Bhagwan ne jo bhi diya, jo bhi kuch diya, I am satisfied with that. That is austerity of mind. And simplicity. To live a simple life. Prabhupada used to say, simple living but high thinking. Not going for extravagance life, big show off. Just living a simple life with basic necessities. That's it. And to be satisfied. That is also austerity of mind. Gravity. Gravity means graveness, not to always fool around. A lot of people have the habit of, see, you can be a Rasika Bhakt, but you cannot talk nonsense. You can be a Rasika Bhakt, but even Rasika Bhakt, they talk of philosophy. They don't talk anything outside IPL and all that. Similarly, next is self-control. When, especially during such austerity days like Nirjala Ekadashi and some Abhirbhav and Tirobhav of Acharyas, so the person must be having self-control. Self-control of mind. How? Because on that day, he will just focus on hearing lecture of that Acharya, singing kirtan of that Acharya, and hearing the glorification of that Acharya, just focusing mind on that. Although maybe he might be in the middle of his family with children playing around and relatives talking around, but his mind is Save Mana Krishna Padaravinda. And purification of one's existence are the austerities of mind. These are the austerities of mind. Come to the text number 17. Remember, 17 to 19 are austerities in three modes. So now we heard about the three types of austerities. Now we are going to talk about the three modes of austerities: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Okay? Understood the difference? The three types of austerities: karmana, manasa, vacha. Three modes of austerities: satogun, rajagun, tamogun austerity. Austerity means tapasya. Shraddhaya paraya taptam. Tapastatri vidham nare. Afala akankshi bhi yukte. Satvikam parichakshate. This threefold austerity, performed with transcendental faith by men not expecting material benefit but engaged only for the sake of the Supreme, is called austerity in goodness. Okay, same thing. Austerity of food, same. Austerity of sacrifice, same. You're doing sacrifice without asking anything in return. You're doing some austerity without asking something in return. That is in goodness. But if you do austerity with something in return, that will be mode of passion. And if you do austerity by disturbing others and yourself, that will be mode of ignorance. Simple. Okay. Satkara mana pujartham tapodambhena chaiva yad diyate tat iha proktam rajasam chalam adruvam penance or austerity performed out of pride and for the sake of gaining respect, honor, and worship is said to be in the mode of passion. It is neither stable nor permanent. What is neither stable or permanent? The honor. It is not stable or permanent. Purport. Sometimes penance and austerities are executed to attract people and receive honor, respect, and worship from others. Person in the mode of passion arranged to be worshipped by subordinates and let them wash their feet and offer riches. Such arrangements artificially made by the performance of penances are considered to be in the mode of passion. The results are temporary. They can be continued for some time, but they are not permanent. In the long run, people will come to know about you and then they'll stop worshipping you. Can you give me some examples of such austerities performed for sake of gaining respect, honor? So you can see that especially at the time of Ganga Sagar Mela. Yes, Shatrupa Mataji.
তো এই একটা উদাহরণ জিজ্ঞাসা করলেন তো মানে যে রজগুণের প্রভাবে এরকম
তপস্যা
অনেকে প্রশ্নটাকে আমি বুঝতে পেরেছি তো প্রশ্নটা জিজ্ঞাসা করলেন যে
হ্যাঁ ঠিকই প্রশ্নটা ঠিকই শুনেছেন আমি একটু উদাহরণ দিচ্ছি দেখবেন গঙ্গাসাগর মেলায় বাবুঘাটে গিয়ে দেখবেন কয়েকজন সাধু বসে আছে এখান থেকে একটা সুচ ঢুকিয়েছে এখান থেকে সুচটা বেরিয়েছে ওটা দেখে সব লোক ভিড় হয়ে গেছে দেখতে হ্যাঁ তারপরে দেখবেন কয়েকটা নাগা সন্ন্যাসী আছে তারা -20-30 ডিগ্রিতে একদম সিয়াচেন গ্লেসিয়ারে বসে আছে একদম নির্বস্ত্র অস্টেরিটি আর সামনে থেকে একজন ইউটিউবার এসে তাদের ফটো তুলছে তাদের ইন্টারভিউ নিচ্ছে সো ইউ ক্যান বি ইন দ্য হিমালয়াস বাট ইউর মাইন্ড ক্যান বি ইন পার্ক স্ট্রিট হরে কৃষ্ণ সো ওই জন্য অস্টেরিটি অফ বডি what it brings respect, honor, and worship. It is neither stable nor permanent. যতক্ষণ কিছুদিন আপনি ফেমাস থাকবেন কিছুদিন পর আপনি you will be out of picture then somebody else will become famous. That's how it goes. Any other examples you all can think of? Austerity in the mode of passion which brings respect, honor.
হরে কৃষ্ণ প্রভু আরেকটা উদাহরণ হতে পারে বলবো এটা হবে কিনা একটু অনেকে দান করে অনেকে ফেমাস হওয়ার জন্য
ওটা অস্টেরিটি না
মানে
ওটা আসবে একটু পরে চ্যারিটি ওটা দানে আসবে একটু পরে दान माने चैरिटी ऑस्टेरिटी माने तपस्या यस मणिधर प्रभु
ईश्वर प्रभु एक प्रभुपाद जी का उदाहरण याद आ रहा था कि प्रभुपाद जी के पास एक भक्त बहुत उत्साहित होकर आए और बोले कि मैंने एक ऐसे व्यक्ति को देखा जो 15-20 साल तक तपस्या करने के बाद पानी में चलना उनको आ गया तो प्रभुपाद जी बोले कि अरे उनका तो लाइफ बेकार हो गया 5 रुपए की चीज 15 रुपए की चीज टिकट खरीद के वो उस पार हो जाते और वो 15-20 साल लगा दिए
इसको
ये ऑस्टेरिटी हो गया
Prabhupada used to say charana tapasya something. Charana diye to ami ei khya parapar korte pari. Charana tapasya. Very good example. Okay. Let's come to austerity in the mode of ignorance. Moodha grahenatmano yat vidaya kriyate tapah parasya utsadanartham va tamasam udaratam. Continue, Sadhrita Mataji. Penance performed.
Penance performed out of foolishness with self-torture or to destroy or injure others is said to be in the mode of ignorance.
Purport.
There are instances of foolish penances undertaken by demons like Hiranyakashipu, one who performed austere penances to become immortal and killed the demigods. He prayed to Brahma for such things, but ultimately he was killed by Supreme Personality of Godhead. To undergo penances for something which is impossible is certainly in the mood of ignorance.
Actually, when Lord Brahma came, to give Vardhan to Hiranyakashipu, he could not see Hiranyakashipu. Why? Uye dhipi hoye gechilo puro. On top of him there was termite fully covered, his body. And and only his skeleton could be seen. All his flesh had been eaten by the termites. So this is a self-torture. But for what? Okay, for getting some boon from Brahmaji. But after getting the boon, what did Hiranyakashipu do? Immediately attack the demigods. So see, what's the point of getting the boon? So this is in the mode of ignorance. Now we are going to discuss from sloka number 20 to 22, Dan, charity. Datavyamiti yaddanam diyate anupakarine deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smritam. Yes, continue, Mataji.
Charity given out of duty without expectation of return at the proper time and place and to a worthy person is considered to be in the mode of goodness.
Okay, so who is the worthy person? Someone who is related to Vaishnavism, a Vaishnava or a Vaishnava institution. Perfect time and place, actually, any time is good for Krishna consciousness. Anytime you can make that. But still devotees do it in special, like Narsim Chaturdashi, Janmashtami is coming, special occasions. And without expecting in return, not expecting. This is my duty to, that's how we support the Grihasthas, support the 3 ashramas. This is my duty. I'm a Grihastha, so they do. So, okay. That is in goodness. Now, charity in passion. Yes, Ankita.
হ্যাঁ প্রভুজি, এখানে বলেছে যে সত্যগুণে দানের 4টি লক্ষণ উল্লেখ করুন, তাহলে ওটাই হবে কোনো কিছু আশা না রেখে উপযুক্ত স্থানে, উপযুক্ত সময়ে এবং উপযুক্ত পাত্রে দান করা। তা সেটা কি এক্সাম্পল দিতে হবে? উপযুক্ত স্থানে মানে কোনো তীর্থস্থানে বা মন্দিরে?
Depends on the marks. If it's a 3 point, just give the 4 points. That's it. But if it is a 5 mark, then you have to give some example. Upojukto sthan মানে কোনো তীর্থে দিলেন, উপযুক্ত সময় মানে কোনো বৈষ্ণব ফেস্টিভ্যালে দিলেন, etc. Okay. Now let's read the translation of text number 21. But charity performed with the expectation of some return, or with a desire for fruitive results, or in a grudging mood, is said to be charity in the mode of passion. Grudging mood, there is no mood to give the charity. नहीं प्लीज एक भगवत गीता ले लीजिए ना, प्लीज ले लीजिए ना, प्लीज ले लीजिए. सो देन ओके ठीक है, दे दो बफ. ये इस्कॉन वाले छोड़ता ही नहीं, पीछे पड़ा रहता है. दैट इज इन ग्रजिंग मूड. ओके, दैट इज इन मोड ऑफ पैशन. बट रिमेंबर, because you put your money in a Bhagavad Gita, so even it might look in the mode of passion, but ultimately it is in the mode of pure goodness. Come to the second pair of the purports. There are many charitable foundations which offer their gifts to institution where sense gratification goes on. I have witnessed such things. We used to serve also. I will not take the name of the institution, very famous in Calcutta. It is next to La Martiniere. For this in AM, this Minto Park, near Minto Park. It's an old home. So these corporates, they used to do CSR, corporate social responsibility, and they used to sponsor this old home. And we, because we were in missionary school studying, we had to go and serve these old people who used to stay in old home. Every Sunday we used to go, and we used to serve beef to these old people, and serve wine to these old people. So this was a missionary old home, and that's how we used to do. So this is supposed to be in the mode of passion, because why? Such charities are not recommended in the Vedic scriptures. They used to eat beef and they used to drink wine, and we fellows, we were school students, and we had no choice but to serve them. Only charity in the mode of goodness is recommended. So even the institutions who can say, the institutions can say that, see, हम लोग को CSR करने से मतलब है. CSR, you understand, na? There is a compulsory obligation for every corporate to take out some percentage of their income and do corporate social responsibility. I think I gave an example of that Elliott Park and Tata Group last class, right? Did I? Here in some other class. So like you see that Elliott Park, that is, there's a garden, Elliott Park. And that is, if you go inside, you will see that it is very well maintained by the Tata Group. Opposite to Elliott Park is Tata Center. So they take care of Elliott Park. They have to do, somehow they have to invest a good part of their income in corporate social responsibility. So if they say that, हमको फर्क नहीं पड़ता किसके पैसा जा रहा है. Like Infosys has put their money in ISKCON Bangalore. Now they can say, अरे तुम लोग का बीच में वो ऋतिक है, हमको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? I have to do CSR. No, that is not important. You cannot say that, मेरा पैसा है कहीं भी लग जाए, आपको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? No, फर्क पड़ता है. If it is put in negative service, then the repercussions will have to be handled by you also. Just like, for example, I gave the example of CSR in a wrong place, which is not promoting goodness in the society. The repercussions also have to be handled by the management of the institution who's doing such charity. Just like if we do give in charity to a drug addict, and you can very well say, हम पैसा दे दिया, वो उस पैसे से क्या करता है, मेरे को परवाइल ले. No, not परवाइल ले. It matters who you give. How you uses the money, you also have to suffer the repercussions if he misuses it. Sadrita Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. There are also like homes, child homes like অনাথ বাচ্চারা হয় না, তো ওইখানেও দান করলে, সাপোজ কেউ যদি দান করার কথা রিকোয়েস্ট করে যে এসে দান করার জন্য, দেন they offer them, like they give them eggs and non-veg food to those childs. So
yes.
ultimately
It's for their, yeah, absolutely. So to give nutrition to one child, you are killing some other child, right? So that's not recommended. So what we have to do, if we get such opportunity, we'll say that we have a lot of Bhagavad Gitas. আমরা Bhagavad Gita এসে distribute করে দেবো আপনাদের আশ্রমে এসে, no problem. আমরা এসে বৃন্দা গার্ডেন্স প্রমোট করে দেবো আপনাদের আশ্রমে এসে, আমরা বৃন্দা গার্ডেন্স খুলে দেবো, এইভাবে we can offer them. That is also charity from our part, biggest charity in fact. Okay. Let's come to sloka number 22, purport number 22. Sorry, translation. And charity performed at an impure place, at an improper time, to unworthy persons, or without proper attention and respect, is said to be in the charity in the mode of ignorance. Like I gave the example the other day. अरे हमारे कंपनी 3 करोड़ टर्नओवर क्रॉस कर लिया, हमारे तरफ से मालिक बोल रहे हैं सबको एक एक पैक दे दो हरे कृष्ण, सबको एक एक बोतल. So that is what you are distributing. Charity, of course, because you are paying from your own pocket. Contribution for indulgence in intoxication and gambling are not encouraged here. That sort of contribution is in the mode of ignorance. Such charity is not beneficial. Rather, sinful persons are encouraged. Similarly, if a person gives charity to a suitable person but without respect and without attention, that sort of charity is also said to be in the mode of darkness. Just as I said, grudgingly. Okay. Sloka number 23 to 28, it talks about the Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat, Supreme, that is Supreme Lord only. And any sacrifice, charity, or austerity done without faith in the Supreme is impermanent and is asat. So, sloka from 23 to 28, this is the theme. Anything you do, if you don't involve Krishna, it is asat. From the beginning of creation, see the translation of 23. The 3 words, Om Tat Sat, were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These 3 symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymn of the Vedas and during sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Supreme. It is explained that penance, sacrifice, charity, and food are divided into 3 categories: the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. ये तो अभी हम लोग ने देखा. But whether first class, second class, or third class, they are all conditioned, contaminated by the modes of nature. When they are aimed at Supreme, Om Tat Sat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Eternal, they become means for spiritual elevation. In the scriptural injunctions, such an objective is indicated. These 3 words, Om Tat Sat, particularly indicate the absolute truth, the SPOG. In the Vedic hymn, the word Om is always found. So, can you give me examples of Vedic hymns with Om? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. One example. Any other example? Om Ajnana Timirandasya Ranjana Shalakaya. Yes. Sadrita Mataji. Any other?
Om Namo Narayana.
Yes, Om Namo Narayana. That's a Sri Sampradayaka mantra. Very nice. Shivani Mataji.
Prabhu, Gayatri mantra.
Yes, very good.
Purnamidam.
Om Purnamidam Purnamidam. Yes, yes, very good. Ishopanishad. Yes. Manidhar Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Cover.
Very well. Yeah. So there are a lot of spiritual slokas with which starts with Om. Actually, Om is so auspicious. See, even people who are believing in different faith, when they do yoga, they also end up reciting Om, isn't it? Om Brahmari Om. so Om is very auspicious. Yes,
Prabhu, even Shogit Sadhana, Om Deshu.
Correct. Manindra Prabhu.
प्रभु, इवन हम लोग जब तिलक लगाते हैं 13 जगह,
very good.
ओम का प्रयोग करते हैं.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's come to sloka number 24. Tasmadomiti udarita rutya.
Tasmadomiti udarita
Yadyadana tapakriya.
tapakriya.
Pravartante vidhanokta. Tatatam brahmavadinam.
Satatam
Yeah. Therefore, transcendentalists undertaking performance of sacrifice, charity, and penance in accordance with scriptural regulations begin always with Om to attain the Supreme. So we also start our class with Om Ajnana Timirandhasya. So starting with Om is considered to be very auspicious. Even Bhagavatam class we start with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text number 25, translation. Without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word Tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from material entanglement. To be elevated to the spiritual position, one should not act for any material gain. Acts should be performed for the ultimate gain of being transferred to the spiritual kingdom, back to home, back to Godhead. Okay? So, again, the same thing that such Vedic words should be used at the beginning of any auspicious activity. Om Tat Sat, Om Tat. Text number 26 and 27 together. The absolute truth is the objective of devotional service, and it is indicated by the word Sat. Om Tat Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat, as are the works of sacrifice, penance, and charity, which, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O son of Pritha. Okay, so these words, Om Tat Sat, they are very auspicious in gist, and they should be always uttered beginning of any auspicious activities. Come to sloka number 28. Anything done as sacrifice, charity, or penance without faith in the Supreme, O son of Pritha, is impermanent. It is called asat and is used both in this life and the next, and is useless both in this life and that means ইহলোকেও কোনো লাভ হবে না, পরলোকেও কোনো লাভ হবে না if we don't connect charity, sacrifice, penance with the Supreme Lord. Lord has to be connected somehow or the other. That how we connect, that is our intelligence. So you can see before coming in ISKCON, we see a lot of people like in Bhobajar. I see every Sunday there is one samstha which feeds khichdi every Sunday afternoon lunch, and a lot of bikaris, a lot of people, they come and they sit, and around 1,000-2,000 people are fed. But it is not connected to Krishna. It is just food distribution. Had that person taken that khichdi is without onion garlic, it's sanctified, but it's offerable, but it can be sanctified only when offered to Krishna, and it will take just 5 minutes. So that what makes a difference. Similarly, a lot of charities, a lot of austerities, a lot of people do, but somehow if they can connect with Krishna, so that austerity will nowhere be called in mode of ignorance or passion, it would be spiritualized. The last paragraph of the purport. In the conditional state, people are attracted to worshipping demigod, ghosts, or yakshas like Kuvera. The mode of goodness is better than the mode of passion and ignorance. But one who takes directly to Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all the three modes of material nature. Although there is a process of gradual elevation, if one by the association of pure devotees take directly to Krishna consciousness, that is the best way. And that is recommended in this chapter. And that has happened with so many people. As I said, in the mode of ignorance, they used to attend Prabhupada's class in Africa while eating mosquitoes, and they used to worship some stone or some tree. But now they are doing and preaching others deity worship of Supreme Lord. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 17th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of the divisions of faith. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we have some time. Sadhita Mataji, if you could kindly share the shlokas. Ankita Mataji.
হ্যাঁ প্রভুজি, আরেকটা আমার ক্লোজ বুক থেকে প্রশ্ন ছিল,
Yes,
ওই
yes.
একদম 13.1-এ এখানে ওই যে প্রকৃতিম, পুরুষম আর জ্ঞেয় শব্দগুলির অর্থ দিন, প্রথম প্রশ্ন যেটা, ওটাই তো শুধু সংস্কৃত ওয়ার্ডটার বাংলা মানে দিয়ে দিলেই হয়ে যাবে কি? প্রকৃতিম
That's it.
মানে প্রকৃতি।
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Shatrupa Mataji. বলুন।
হরে কৃষ্ণ, প্রণাম প্রভু। এই
আরে
জায়গাটা
ভক্তি
একটু
শাস্ত্রী না,
clear
ভক্তি
বলুন।
শাস্ত্রী ইজ ভেরি ইজি, ভেরি ইজি। মানে মানে এত কিছু হেডেক ওয়েডেক নেবেন না, ভেরি ইজি। একবার পড়লে, ক্লোজ বুক পড়লে খুব ভালোভাবে বুঝে যাবেন মার্কিং ওয়ার্কিং করে। Nobody fails, hardly people fail in Bhakti Shastri. Usually nowadays people fail because of attendance, etc. Otherwise, very difficult. You will find it very difficult to fail in Bhakti Shastri. Very easy syllabus. Yes, হ্যাঁ বলুন শত্রুঘ্ন মাতাজি।
তো বলছি যে এখানে একটা লাইন আছে যে যে রজ তমগুণ থেকে সত্যগুণ শ্রেয়, কিন্তু যিনি প্রত্যক্ষভাবে কৃষ্ণ ভাবনা গ্রহণ করেছেন তিনি এই জড় প্রকৃতির তিনটি গুণেরই অতীত। তো তার মানে মানে আমি আমার কথা বলছি, এই গুণ তো আছে, মানে এই সপ্ত রজগুণ কখনো কোনটা হয় কম বেশি, কিন্তু তাহলে কি আমি কৃষ্ণ ভাবনা গ্রহণই করতে পারছি না, মানে করিনি এখনো, প্রত্যক্ষভাবে গ্রহণ হয়নি, মানে বলছে যে আহ তারা অতীত, এই জড় তিনটি গুণেরই অতীত। তো গুণের অতীত তো হতে পারছি না এখনো।
তো যতক্ষণ আপনি হতে পারছেন না বলবেন না, হচ্ছেন মাঝে মাঝে, যখন আপনি মঙ্গল আরতি করছেন, যখন ভগবানের নাম জপ করছেন, হ্যাঁ, যখন আপনি ভক্তদের কীর্তন শেখাচ্ছেন, হ্যাঁ, তো ওই সময় তো আপনি গুণের অতীত আছেনই। এসব দিব্য কার্য যখন করছেন, একটা সময় আসবে যখন 24 ঘন্টা ওইগুলোই থাকবে জীবনে, নিশ্চয়ই থাকবে। আর সেই সময় পুরো ব্যক্তি পুরো 24 ঘন্টা গুণের অতীত, 3 গুণের থেকে প্রভাবিত হবে না। আস্তে আস্তে সবার হবে। এখানে যারা যারা উপস্থিত আছে, একদিন ওই সময় আসবে যখন 24 ঘন্টা ভজন কীর্তন ছাড়া, ভগবানের ভক্তি ছাড়া আর কিচ্ছু হবে না। There will be nothing in. হ্যাঁ, আসবে সবার। সেই সময় সে নিজেকে ওই ভগবানের ধামে পাবেন, ভগবানের সান্নিধ্যে পাবেন। নিশ্চয়ই হবে আস্তে আস্তে, আগের থেকে হয়নি। আমি বারবার একটাই জিনিস বলি, এখন 2026-এ যা নিজেকে দেখছেন, 2036-এ আরো উন্নত দেখবেন। ইউ উইল সি আ বেটার ভার্সন অফ শত্রুপা দাস, isn't it? যতদিন এগোবে ভক্ত সঙ্গে থাকবেন, আরো আরো ইউ উইল সি আ বেটার ভার্সন অফ योरसेल्फ। शिवानी माताजी।
जो ओपन बुक का जो क्वेश्चन है उसमें भी चेंजेस आया है क्या?
शायद ओपन बुक में चेंजेस नहीं आया है, क्लोज बुक में तो आया है चेंजेस, बट सब पैसेज से ही है। Open book is more to see your practical application. Remember that. That is the main difference. Open book, we have to put your own experience, own journey in it. You have to connect with the passage, your own journey. We see the more practical. Open book is given more stress than closed book. Closed book is चिंदी, book दिया हुआ है, book से देकर मार्क करके उसको रट्टा मार के देना है, that's it. Open book is where we see the application part of the devotee. Okay, so there has, as far as I know, there has been no change in the open book. Even if there is change, it will be very minimal, so not to worry at all.
So then we can start writing the open book questions, no Prabhu?
Just hang on. Most probably by Wednesday things would be clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let us quickly recite these shlokas. Okay, today I'm reciting. Please recite with me, but stay muted. Everybody please recite. Bhagavad Gita 13.22. Purusha prakriti-stho hi bhungte prakriti-jan gunan karanam guna sangosya sadasadyoni janmashu. Next. उपदृष्टानुमंता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वर परमात्मेति चाप्योक्तो देहे अस्मिन् पुरुषः परः मां च यो अव्यभिचारेण भक्ति योगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीते तान् ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्ता स्मृति ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदेश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेद विदेव चाहम् ममैव मंसो जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातन मनषष्ठानि इन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति. Sorry, I'm not telling the shloka number. 18.54. ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा नासोचिति न कांक्षति सम सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम. भक्त्या माम अभिजानाति यवन्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तत् अनन्तरम्. मन्मना भव मद्भक्तो मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामेवस्यसि सत्यं ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे. सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वं सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. So we will be asking all these shlokas. Okay, like will be 3 types of question comes from shloka. We can ask shloka number 18.66 translation, or we can ask 18.66 shloka and translation, or we can ask we can say the translation and you have to give the shloka and shloka number. वो भी होता है. ठीक है. So any other questions, feedback? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Sadhu Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Sadhu Pranam.
Prabhu ki jai.